Hello! Today I would like to present you this absolutely beautiful vintage Soviet Russia kid keyboard that is so unusual that I was basically sure that someone rigged it up at home, but it ended up to be a real commercial product. This is how cool is it. First, let's take a look at our name, and it's being called PIF, which is quite interesting because it is a cartoon character from a Soviet Russia cartoon. So yeah, the name is crazy. And it was designed for a kid. So as you can see, our keys are pretty small. So I've got problem with touching them by my hands and I've got small fingers. Why I was believing that this is a pretty sketchy device? That's because if you take a look here, it is put inside of a wooden enclosure. And yes, this is a real wood. So just take a look at this. Here we've got a metal plate. Here we've got a real wood. And then on bottom, we've got a plastic. So it's really looking pretty sketchy, like something that maybe someone had like a broken case and put it into a wooden box. But no, I searched it through the Google Lens and it was a real mass product. So yeah, this is absolutely crazy. When you are holding it, the weight of the wood is giving a pretty decent, sturdy feel. So I would say it is pretty amazing for the time that it was manufactured. If you take a look at those controls that are being called ISO-stat, it is pretty cool and you can nicely click them around. Here we've got our keypad. Under the metal sheet we've got our speaker and this is how it's presenting. They do not have any pressure sensitivity, so it is either on or off. And you've got the flathead screw, which is pretty crazy. And you've got like a quality issue, but that is absolutely expected in Soviet Russia. But I would say it is pretty amazing. Here we've got our power input, and as you can see, it is being powered from 9 volts, and we've got our polarity mark. Our power input is extremely interesting, and that's because I've seen similar socket on vintage Soviet tube radios, and they were used for attaching like tiny lamp for the radio operator. So you have socket like this on the radio, you plug a light here, but it is reverse, so this is actually our power input, which is quite interesting. Here we've got our DIN connector, and I would say that most likely it is going to be our audio output, because for the time when it was manufactured, that was a standard, but we've got it nicely labeled, so it is presenting like this. And here are our controls. Our first red is our power switch. Then we've got our vibrato, which is basically modulating our sound. And here we've got our bangs of the, I would say, a tune. And we've got possibility to adjust like the note and our volume. And yes, those keys are also real. So yeah, I would say it is pretty cool. Let's try to power it on. Our power connector looks very sketchy, looks scary, but in reality it's not, because it is accepting our banana plugs without any issue, and those are modern European one, so you've got absolutely no problem in powering it. So we've got our positive and negative. I would advise to keep the proper polarity, because I'm not sure if it have a protection. So let's try to power on our device. We go like this. Here we are selecting our bag. And let's try without the vibrato. I grab external microphone so we can nicely pick up our sound. And let me press one of those keys. And this is our sound. Let's check whether it supports chord. And as you can see, it cannot, so only one key can be pressed. They are not having any effect. Now let's try to make some sound. Let's check the vibrato. I will just play one note. So I would say it's got a pretty nice sound. Let's check whether the note adjustment work. We disable that. Yeah, it is working. We cannot play a full chord, but we can play a note here. But we can do something like this. Let's take a look inside how this device is being built. On the rear, we've got our battery diagram, and we've got our price, which is quite interesting. I absolutely love this on the Soviet systems, that the price of the item was known at the manufacturing point. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. Here we've got our battery compartment. And here we've got a hidden screw. And after undoing it, we can reveal our content. And as you can see, our wire is long enough that we've got possibility to do some basic maintenance. And this wire management is absolutely amazing. Just take a look as those wires are being wrapped. This is absolutely crazy. As you can see, a large portion of our device is holding up this speaker. It's got a massive magnet. This is absolutely crazy. Here is our power input terminals. We've got some sort of smoothing capacitors. This is a good stuff. Here is the only IC that I can see, and from the name I would assume that is going to be something Russia, because all the components came from Russia. So it could be either a frequency generator that is modulating our sound, or that's going to be audio amplifier. Here I can see some transistors, so they could be our amplifier. We should follow our wires from the speaker, but I've got problem because they are the same color as our power, so I'm not going to be doing that. But just take a look, and here is our keypad. Looks like we've got a common bus here. Just take a look, and when we are pressing our key, it is touching our bus. Here we've got a one wire. Here we've got the another one. Each of those keys, as you can see, it's adding a resistor that is a variable, and they are nicely painted to prevent any changing from like a vibration. So I'm pretty sure that like a real person was fine-tuning them. I'm pretty sure it was done by using an ohm meter. But if you've got a problem that your note is not playing a correct value, that I'm pretty sure that you can grab a screwdriver and adjust one of those guys. This is crazy. Just take a look how much effort it took to do it. And yes, the case is made out of real wood. This is absolutely crazy. That's a good stuff. And to put it back, we have go like this. And we have to screw it down. This goes here. Let's check whether it is still working. And as you can hear, yes, it does. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you find it interesting. See you next time and bye bye.